2003, Katanga obtained weapons for his militia forces, who then attacked a village in the northeast of the Democratic Republic of Congo, killing over 200 people.
The government of Mali and Tuareg rebels have agreed to an AU-brokered ceasefire. This comes following days of intense fighting in the northern town of Kidal, where rebels repelled an army offensive. The president of the African Union, Mohamed Ould Abdel Aziz, traveled to contested town for talks with members of the Tuareg rebel group, the MNLA. We have details of that story in this report.
The President of the African Union has returned to Bamako after having met with Tuareg rebels in the northern city of Kidal. On Friday, Mohamed Ould Abdelaziz mediated talks between the rebels and government representatives. The talks concluded with a ceasefire, effective immediately.
Under the agreement, a certain number of points have been set out. These will allow us to stabilize the region, to improve security, and move to the next phase of negotiations, which will conclude, we hope, in a lasting peace.
Mali's president congratulated the AU president on his achievement and called for national reconciliation.
He has convinced our brothers that the path that we must follow leads to peace. There is no alternative to peace. Each man who died on either side was a Malian, a brother, a human being. It is time to be reasonable.
The government and rebels also agreed to authorize an independent inquiry into the army's disastrous attempt on Wednesday to recapture Kidal, which ended with the death of 20 Malian soldiers. The government said on Friday that President Keita never gave the order for the attack.
Well, we now take our second break. The news continues in just a moment.
International KGI is offering a massive discount on the 30-kilogram bag of rice. With an unbeatable retail price of $550 per 30-kilogram bag. Yes, you've heard me right. Only $550 available on sale at the Kanilai Group International Store. The point of sale is at KGI head office situated at the Standard Chartered Building at Traffic Lights Junction. Come and buy in numbers while stock lasts. For more information, call 4398-313 or 778-6429 or 996-5776. Kanilai Group International.
Welcome back. The executive director of the National Sports Council Saturday afternoon announced the lifting of suspension on 4 top officials of the Gambia Football Federation. The announcement was made at a joint press briefing convened by the National Sports Council and the Gambia Football Federation. And as Ababukar Senghor reports, the decision is set to chart a new path for Gambian football.
It was a hastily convened press briefing. It was a joint effort by the National Sports Council and the Gambia Football Federation.
I think in my pronouncement, I said the council and the GFF, we both sit together and engage each other. And in my pronouncement, I said we have agreed to lift the ban on the suspension of GFF players. And in my pronouncement, I also mentioned that we are engaging each other to work on the ban of CAF and ensure that the ban is lifted. And we have the signal from the GFF on the way that we should move to engage CAF, and we believe through them that we'll be successful for this ban to be lifted. And we're still working on the process. We're still engaging each other. Here, we are not pronouncing of a blame game. We are looking at, as a nation, how Gambia would engage itself in this CAF and FIFA competition as it was before, then being suspended. So the idea is looking underneath the athlete who is more affected in this, and we want to ensure that Gambia engage itself in CAF and FIFA competition. That is the consultation that we are doing, and that's what we are looking for, and ensure that Gambia gets its glory and pride.
Statements were short and succinct. The first signs that these two vital bodies are now working together for the good of Gambian football.
We stand in solidarity, and we see Gambia bigger than all of us. And the development of football in the Gambia is our collective, interest, and we cannot achieve independently. So that is why we have engaged, and I think Abdulaziz has put it rightly. Now, coming to the specific question on the appeal process, it might interest you to know that the appeal was already submitted to CAF on time. We have respected all the procedures, and CAF have now given a go for us to engage and proceed with the appeal process.
Few weeks earlier, this would only have been a dream for Gambian sports. This is a departure from previous discussions with the media. There is an element of compromise here, and for the first time in many months, Gambia's sporting fraternity is channeling efforts in building a better future for its athletes. It marks a remarkable turnaround in the fortunes of Gambian football management. However, despite the positivity generated from the press briefing, there still remain some unanswered questions, not least the timing for a change of heart. For Grts Sport, this is Babukar Senghor.
And from sports, we now join the Central Forecast Office for an update of the weather report.
The source assures us of a continuous flow, and from there, everything follows. And for those of us who know what the River Gambia stands for, understanding its sustainability in all aspects of life is easily confirmed. The River Gambia provides nutritious delicacies as food, while it provides its wildlife a balanced ecosystem. This river, as a sanctuary, is committed to its inhabitants' needs without ceasing. And as you travel along, all these values are replicated in one company, Elton. Just like the River Gambia, leads in its commitment to values that matter most. Elton, championing the vision for a new generation.
Welcome back, and before we go, a quick reminder of our headline-making stories. Deputies have called for urgent help to resuscitate utility giants now work in the country's broadcasting powerhouse Grts. This as members continue their adjournment debate. The executive director of the National Sports Council has announced the lifting of suspension on 4 top officials of the Gambia Football Federation. Suspected Al-Shabaab militants have attacked